this is the number of drives ending in a punt or turnover in 2022. Number 1 in the NFL with 66 is the Detroit Lions.
Let's go.
And then the next best team.
What was the need to put the numbers where people just weren't there?
Is Buffalo, because you could see the disparity.
I guess so.
The next best team is Buffalo and Kansas City at 71. So the Detroit Lions had the least amount of drives ending in a punt or a turnover in 2022. That's going to be tough for them to repeat. That's not something that you can do very often. Obviously, with the type of offense they run, it makes it easier because you're not taking shots, you're not making risky plays, you're doing the safe route. And Jared Goff had an extremely good year in terms of taking care of the football. Is that something you think that they can, I don't know, I don't want to say duplicate, but can they be in the top 3 again next year?
For the punts?
For punts and turnovers.
Turnovers, I don't know. That's going to be tough. It's a hard expectation to put on anyone. I was just looking at the Ryan Tannehill numbers to kind of give a comparison to Goff. And I just mentioned that 2020 season when we had the 33 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. And that was a 16-game season too, by the way. And the next year jumped up to 14. It's kind of the same conversation we've been having about the Derek Carrs, the Ryan Tannehills, the Jared Goffs. Like, they're never going to give you a consistent performance. You're going to have to expect – you have to give some room for error. So in the terms of turnovers, I don't know that we can expect the same scenario, but in terms of punts, I can see that happening again for sure. I think that's more just to do with the system in general, where, like, obviously turnovers, they happen. And sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't. Sometimes that's just the way football works. As Lions fans, I feel like we know this more than any other fan base. The amount of games we lost off of weird fucking technicalities, the runoff against Atlanta.
Oh my God, that shit pissed me off so much.
The Calvin Johnson rule, the swat out of the end zone against Seattle. Like, we see that weird shit all the time. But in terms of, like, the punts, I think that the system that Ben Johnson has is going to be just as good of last year, if not, like you said before, maybe some more weapons, extra wrinkles in there too. So I can see him still ranking top 3 in turnovers. Or, I'm sorry. Just
in that list.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree too. We put it up there, but the Lions were first in the NFL in teams with the least amount of drives ending in punts or turnovers last year. So scoring. They were first in drives that ended in a score. And it's going to be tough to repeat that kind of performance. I do think Goff has another good year, but I think his interceptions will go up a little bit because you can't, again, calm down, put the pitchforks down. I'm not saying he's going to go crazy with interceptions, but it's hard to expect another 7 interception season out of a guy. I don't care who you are in the NFL. So I think it'll be a little bit more, but I think they can be right up there in the top 3 of that list again. That is offensive efficiency to a T. Like, drives not ending in turnovers or punts, that means you're scoring. So that is an efficient offense, and I think with Ben Johnson, with Jared Goff, with the weapons they've put around them, I think they can be right up there in the NFL for sure.